Hello, my dear students. That's the lecture 2 in the second week, and in this lecture, I would like to draw your attention in vector representation. There are three primary coordinate systems. One is rectangular, other is cylindrical, and third is spherical. The choice is based on symmetry of problem. That means uh, the primary coordinate systems are mainly depend on which physical body is used in electromagnetism or electromagnetic mathematics solutions or electromagnetic problem solutions. Okay, so the problem, the symmetry problem, it will be made by the choices. Okay, the examples are: if it is a sheet, so there will be a rectangular coordinate system. If it's a wire or cable, it will be a cylindrical coordinate system we will use. If it is a sphere, so we will use a spherical coordinate system. These three coordinate systems are three-dimensional coordinate systems, and they are also known as 3D coordinate systems. And these coordinate systems also uh, helps to determine the vector digits and uh, vector products. Okay, as we know that the electrical field, magnetic field, and other forces are vector, so we largely depend on the vector representation in that case. So coming back to the next point, that here you can see these are known as orthogonal coordinate system. Why it is known as orthogonal coordinate system? Because each of the coordinates, each of the axis of the coordinates are 90 degree to each other. So it is known as the orthogonal coordinate system. Here you can see that is 90 degree, that is 90 degree, and that is also 90 degree. So each of the axes are 90 degree to each other, so it is a orthogonal coordinate systems. In Cartesian coordinate system, there is rectangular coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and spherical coordinate system. Rectangular and Cartesian are both the same coordinate systems, and it is used in basically most of our physical problems that we use in our daily life mathematical problems. But if it is a cylinder, so it will be a cylindrical coordinate system, and if it is a sphere, that will be a spherical coordinate system. How these coordinate systems will run through? First of all, as you can see here, that Cartesian coordinate system and rectangular coordinate system has three dimensions: x, y, z. If it's a piece of sheet, so we can draw x-axis and y-axis, x-axis and y-axis. But if it is a rectangle is a three-dimensional body, so it will be largely x, y, and z. As you can see here, that is a rectangle, and that is a rectangle. It can be formed as a rectangle. So if we want to just get the point here P here, that will be x, y, and z. You have to go through x from here, then y from here, and z from here to get onto the point here x, y, z. So the orthogonal coordinate system, first coordinate system is rectangular coordinate system. That means it is the shape of a rectangle, and it may be a piece of matchbox or a rectangular shaped building. These physical bodies, if we just use this kind of bodies to find out the electric field, magnetic field, and all of the things, so we have to know the rectangular coordinates, and also you have to know the rectangular coordinates which will just determine one coordinate system to another. They can be also transferable to one coordinate system to another coordinate system. So if it is if it is a cylindrical body, as we know, a pen or a wire or cable, these type of things are almost look like a cylinder. So if you can use cylindrical coordinates too. Here you can see it is in rectangular coordinate system. You can see three axes x, y, and z. But in cylindrical coordinate system, The axes are r, theta and z. R, theta and z, that is theta, r, theta and z. So how that can be determined? If it is a cylinder, just coming back to the point here, you just draw a cylinder around it to understand the problem. From this origin point, that is the origin point O, from this origin point, if it is r, the radius, and the angle theta is the angle between x and r. R means the radius of the circle, that is a circle that creates in the cylinder. Here you can see there are two circles, upper side and the lower side, two circles. The both circles are the same diameter. So you have to find out the center. The radius is same, and there is an x-axis. The angle between x-axis and radius is theta, and the height of the cylinder responds to the z-axis, that is z. So you can see cylindrical coordinate system. If you want to find out a certain point, so you have to first of all, if you want to find out the point, first of all you have to go through to the origin. From origin there is an angle theta, first of all the radius of r, and then the point z where the point exists, that creates a cylinder here. So that is known as the cylindrical coordinate system. It's a matter of thinking and understanding the practical knowledge to solve these things. But later on, if you just if you just look through a circle, that is the spherical coordinate system. That's not a circle, but that will be a ball like thing, that is a sphere, just a football, tennis ball, or any kind of ball. These kind of things are spherical. These kind of things are sphere. I can give you an example of an watermelon. A watermelon which can be cut through like this. A knife has been entered through to the watermelon at the center of the watermelon, and cutting through like this, you can get this spherical coordinate. How that come? I will give you an answer. Just look at it. R, theta, phi. There are two angles and a single radius. In sphere we know, if it is a center, the radius is constant to all of the point belongs to it. Because it is a sphere, so the center of the point and all the points around the sphere are equal. That is the radius of the sphere. And the theta is the angle between z axis and r. That means if it is a z axis, the tilt down angle is theta, and phi is the angle between the